Good morning, I'm Manu, and this is your morning news fix for Wednesday, 4th of February. In this update, the economy appears to be turning a corner, and we'll learn later this morning whether the unemployment rate will follow suit. Most bank economists expect the unemployment rate to remain unchanged from 3 months ago, at a historically high 5.3%. But ASB economists think it will fall slightly to 5.2%, the first fall in unemployment in 4 years. Fears changes to the licensing system could embed existing equity issues. The raft of changes would see the full test scrapped and restricted drivers spend 12 months on their licence if they're under 25. There's an option for drivers to reduce time spent on their learners by recording practice hours or completing an improved practical course. Driving Change Network Director Wendy Robertson says that could create a barrier for some learner drivers. Government agency bosses are being urged to review third-party data arrangements. It comes after a major data breach of patient records at Manage My Health. Public Service Commissioner Sir Brian Roach describes the situation as a wake-up call and says he's gone to agency chief executives to make sure they're on top of databases where personal information's stored. A defence lawyer is warning against knee-jerk reactions to the issue of the month. Public submissions are currently open for sentencing law changes for those committing a coward punch. The Sensible Sentencing Trust is pushing for a minimum of 8 years imprisonment for the offence, similar to some Australian states. But Mari Dyberg KC says Australia's legal system also has a lot of problems. She says New Zealand needs to decide on its own what is just and fair. Lord Mandelson is retiring from the House of Lords. It follows the latest wave of Epstein files, revealing Mandelson shared internal government information with Jeffrey Epstein. He was sacked as the US ambassador last year, stepped down from the Labour Party earlier this week, and is now quitting the House of Lords. Keir Starmer says Mandelson has let the country down. He says the government told him if Mandelson didn't resign, they would have introduced legal powers to sack him. A call to better prepare tradies heading into business ownership as new data shows significant gaps in core skills. A national workforce survey of the construction sector finds trade-specific technical skills are strong across the sector, but the Construction Growth Foundation says it also shows a big gap in skills, including in people leadership and management. CEO Brian Dillon says they want to see people skilled in areas such as tax and legal obligations. NASA's delaying its upcoming trip around the moon after issues were found during testing. The space agency says it's now shifting Artemis 2 launch window to next month to give their teams extra time to fix each problem. In sport, former All Blacks scrum doctor Mike Cron doubts Sir Steve Hansen and Ian Foster will return to coach the national side after Scott Robertson's exit, despite claims of approaches by New Zealand Rugby. Black Caps cricket coach Rob Walter has valued the chance to experiment with game plans and local conditions against India ahead of the T20 World Cup. They start the tournament against Afghanistan on Sunday evening. The New Zealand men's and women's 3x3 basketball teams have qualified for this year's Commonwealth Games in Glasgow. I'm Manu, that's your latest news fix. We'll be back with the next update at midday from the Newstalk ZB newsroom.